Well, I thought I was going to be at the point where we were having the...
I would like to think that if knowing kind of what I know and I would do the homework around it, I wouldn't have been. But I guess kind of everything that's put out is that it's a really hard thing to live with, and it's totally not, or it doesn't have to be.
No.
And I know there's different. I know people have kind of very different experiences, and that's not to kind of do any of those down. But
no,
yeah, I think knowing what I know now, in a way, I'm glad that I had the postnatal diagnosis because I didn't have to have any of that concern. But equally, the heart condition got missed. But on the other side of it, I didn't have that time to kind of get used to it and get it in my head before she was born. Although it took less than 24 hours to kind of turn that around in. And I was very adamant that she wasn't going to be defined by her diagnosis and that she was going to live her life however the hell she wanted to live her life, and the diagnosis wasn't going to get in the way with that. Yeah, she was 3 days old by the time we got the heart diagnosis.
At least they know that now. At least they know if a child is born with Down syndrome, they need to look at the heart quickly.
Well, they did.
Whereas in the past, I think that, it wasn't...
It was looked at straight away and they'd said that it was clear and they'd checked it a couple of times.
Oh, they said it was clear?
Yeah. They'd said everything was showing as being fine, and it was.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah. So we were told, and so that was when I was messaging people, it was, she has Down syndrome, but we're okay because she doesn't have a heart condition, and that was what we were messaging people because we were told
have any of the kind of typical serious medical.
They hadn't picked up on the MIM or anything.
Yeah.
So it was on day 3. We were packing our bags ready to leave. The kids had come in, the older 2 had come into the hospital to kind of come and pick her up and take her home with us. And I don't know what her role was, actually. I don't know whether she was a midwife or a nurse. I'm not entirely sure what her role. I think she must have been a midwife, maybe. But she said, I just want to have like one final check. And that's when she was like, I need to get one of the consultants to come and listen to her. And
so do you think she felt like she was maybe presenting a little bit like there might be a problem, or...
I don't know,
because a lot of medical professionals I've come across, that if they're told something is okay, then it's okay. They don't tend to sort of dig or question it, do they?
Everything happened so fast at that point that I didn't actually get a chance to ask why she felt she needed to do that final check. And then it was a Saturday morning because the consultant had said, he was just like, yeah, there's a murmur there, and ideally they would have kept us in until the Monday. That's
what happened to us. They wanted to send us home on the Saturday, but they needed to do a scan on the Saturday, which was much more difficult to do.
Yes, they were like, well,
weekday.
There's no one kind of at the Freeman in the normal clinics, so they had to phone across. And I was like, we're going home today. I was like, we are going home today. I was like, I'll do whatever we need to do, but we are going home today.
Yeah.
Because with my older 2, I was home in less than 24 hours after having them. Yeah. So I was just like, I don't do this staying in hospital malarkey. Little did I know I'd have to get used to that. But
But I was the opposite. You see, I'd prepared myself for staying in hospital for a long time. So to have her on the Wednesday and be sent home on the Saturday, that was crazy. It was so quick.
Yeah. So we had to fly across town to the Freeman. So that was the condition that we were allowed home. They were like, you've got your own transport, haven't you? I was like, yes. I was like, whatever we need to do. So they were like, right, we'll phone the Freeman. We'll tell them to expect you. You're going to have to go to the ward.
I remember you saying on that. You had to dash over to the ward.
So we had to fly over there. My mum and dad had come up, obviously, to see Ava. So I'd had to phone them and ask them to meet us there to pick the other 2 up because we didn't know how long we were going to be.
Yeah.
So she was scanned on the ward and they obviously confirmed that she had the complete AVSD. I think at that point we didn't even know that her valve was leaking. I think it was literally just about the AVSD at that point.
That must have been a shock.